Hello and welcome to What the Famicon, everyone's favorite gaming podcast. It's me, your host, Nick Tendo.
And it's me, your other host, color swapped Nick Tendo, aka Dan Tendo.
I like that, dude. It's like one's the red guy and one's the white guy.
Exactly. And because the reason we're saying that is because this episode is about fighting games where they do nothing but that. They just swap out colors for characters.
Yeah, they kind of do. It's kind of genius. I actually really like that.
So we're going to talk about fighting games. What fighting games we like, what fighting games we love.
Don't like.
There's a lot of games we don't like or know about. So
yeah. In fact,
so we'll be back right after this.
Check it.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Super Smash Brothers, fighting games. Why they be fighting? Why can't they be kissing? I'd pay for a kissing game. $60 sold. Goro kissing Kirby, Scorpion kissing the bear guy from Tekken. Yeah, sign me up. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, 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 Super Smash Brothers, fighting games. Why they be fighting? Why can't they be kissing? I'd pay for a kissing game. $60 sold. Goro kissing Kirby, Scorpion kissing the bear guy from Tekken. Yeah, sign me up. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.
What's the ratio of fights that you've been in that you've won?
Oof. Okay.
Like, how many fights have you been in your life?
I don't know. Probably like 3.
Oh, shit. Same.
Although hockey fights, like a bunch, but
they don't really
wins
count.
Them. Yeah.
So you would say, like, okay, out of the 3 you've been in, did you win them?
I feel like no, 0.
Yeah, it's funny because all 3, they weren't really fights. I got jumped.
Okay.
I got jumped once.
Oh,
so every time, I got jumped once by a bunch of younger kids. I got punched in the face. And then another one, I think, like a guy who is like my sister or brother's age was just beating me up on my corner.
Wow, dude.
And then somebody, so I remember this. His name, I'm going to call him out too. Fuck this kid. His name was Phil Sanchez.
Phil? Who's Phil from?
I don't even know. He's from our grade school. But Phil Sanchez, fuck you. I hope you're like dead.
Yeah,
right
dude.
But he was like beating me up.
Right on your corner?
Right on my corner. He was beating the shit out of me. And somebody across the street that, like, I guess a neighbor knew who I was. They're like, hey, are you guys okay? Is he hurting you? And the bully, the guy Phil, was like, yeah, we're just messing around.
Yo, that's like, so awesome.
I wanted to cry, like, yo, help.
No, we're good.
So, I mean, I have so many people that I trash talk on this podcast that were in our grade school. So fuck Phil Sanchez.
Yo,
fuck Hank. If you don't know who Hank is, go back to an old episode.
Check another episode. That's really good.
I mean, I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's all of them. I guess one time I was walking home from school in Unruh Line, and
this is perfect. So just to preface this is the only time that me and you have ever fought.
Yeah, and it was
technically this is our first fight, and it is the only fight.
I think I was trading X-Men cards with Hank.
Yeah, probably
enough. My best friend at the time. Who would have thought?
That's fucked up that you were friends with him back then.
And someone named Dan and Ehrgeiz, they came and they bullied me, and they were gonna steal our X-Men cards and not trade them. Like they were gonna take them. And I think someone either held me or held Hank, and the other person did a running kick move. I remember distinctly. Like they were trying to jump kick me or Hank. I actually still don't know. Okay. And it was you, dude.
Wait, is this the story where I shoved you into a bush?
No, that was different.
Oh my God, we have 2 fights. Oh wow, this is exclusive breaking news. Me and Nick have been into 2 fights. I don't remember kicking him, so I don't apologize.
Yeah.
Because that means I won.
You did.
It's the only fight I won in my life. And the other one is we were shoving each other while we were waiting to go home, and I shoved you into a thorn bush. And a teacher that was there only saw that part, so fuck her.
Mrs. Cole, shout out. She's listening.
Shout out. She's probably listening. Yeah. Or probably dead. Probably. She walked me back to the school just to write me up.
Well, yeah, she did.
That's the only part she saw. She saw me shove you into a thorn bush. So
you got a pink slip for pushing me into a rose bush or whatever.
I got a lot of pink slips when we were in grade school.
Did you get that many? I only got one.
But none of them were cool thing related.
No, they weren't.
Like one time I was wetting toilet paper, like drenching it in the bathroom and then throwing it up at the ceiling.
You're such a nuisance, dude.
And then like I didn't tell anybody. And then one time the janitor, this fucking like Irish dude was the janitor. He looked up in the shower time.
Shout out Mr. Quigg.
And then fucking somebody ratted me out.
He used to wear the same fire shirt every day.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Or a different fire shirt.
This podcast should just turn into a podcast that like shit talks like people from our past,
like our grade school. It's actually funny.
What was this episode?
One for ripping up the decorations too?
Yeah, I was trying to impress some girl that like I was ugly and she obviously didn't like me, so I ripped it up thinking I was cool, and someone ratted me out.
Yup, you got ratted.
It was crazy.
Did you try and throw them out by the dumpster?
Yeah, no, I did throw them out.
That's how you got caught.
The teacher made me go out to the dumpster and look for it. Crazy. That would be
was
like
it the same
now,
teacher?
Right? Let's just say it was.
Oh, that's awesome. Anyway, we're talking about fights. It sounds like you lost fights. Like legal fights.
Yeah, legal fights, like not like street fights. And speaking of street fights, I mean, how do we not talk about
classic?
Yeah, there's two. You're talking about fighting games. There's two main fighting games you talk about. What are they?
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Which one were you, dude? Which one were you?
I was Mortal Kombat. I feel like it's like, who do you like better, Led Zeppelin or The Who? Like that kind of thing. You can only be one or the other. You can't be both.
Yeah.
I'm a Mortal Kombat guy. I can't tell you one fucking thing about Street Fighter lore or something that wasn't in the Street Fighter movie, because I really know nothing about Street Fighter.
We go by the movie. That's our lore.
We go by the movie. So Guile, a U.S. general who's supposed to be U.S. born, is French, and John Van Damme.
M. Bison, who was played by
Raul Julia.
Yeah. This is who we recognize. We stand for that, folks.
But yeah, the fighting games. I can't tell you anything I learned in high school or college, but I can sure as hell tell you what Baraka's race is in Mortal Kombat.
Do you?
Yeah, the Tarkatan.
Oh shit, dude, that was pretty good. I didn't know that.
They're fucking
I could hit the button where he could do the slice it up, like especially if people were trying to kick you, dude.
Yeah. So like I've tried Street Fighters over the years, and it's not fun. And now that it's become less and less fun ever since esports and like that. So I think I played the last one, which is Street Fighter 5 or 6, 5, and I tried it, and the menu is just so fucking cluttered with like competitive things. Yeah. So it was really hard to just go into a single match and just fuck around. I just want to play and like fuck around in the game. And it was like, oh, log in, online play, ranking, esports, suck my dick, like Guile and Ken Hente, like all that stuff. And I'm like,
yeah.
Maybe I'll click on that one.
Like maybe you already searched for it. Maybe it's already like
maybe that's how I picked it up. I picked it up on my cookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Street Fighter just doesn't appeal to me at all. So I don't know when it was. I think it was like the PS2 Mortal Kombats that really got me. And I'm like, oh, I fucking
do you know which ones were first and all that? Do you know how they even like the first fighting game?
So funny you say that. Well, what information do you got, dog?
Whoa, I'm gonna lay it on you, folks. So heavyweight champ. Did you come across that?
No. I actually thought another one was the first one.
No, heavyweight champ was in 1976. It was like a big time arcade game, and it was like just two fighters that would go. You would pick one, and they would hit the other, and they would hit each other back and forth. They said it was nicknamed after your mom. That's weird.
Interesting. She's gonna be a guest on the podcast one of these days, so I hope.
I know. I really hope. Nicholas. What would she call me? I don't even know. And
I don't even know. Actually, I don't know if she's actually said your name out loud in like 30 years.
Yeah, so now she's gonna say it and then yell at me, and I'm gonna say
she's gonna get her husband. Like, I have this impersonation of my stepdad that I do all the time. Go ahead. I don't know if you've ever met him or ever heard him talk.
I've never actually met him. You always.
Oh, he has a mustache. He has tattoos. He's like the complete opposite of my mom. My mom's like a bookworm, like librarian, and this guy
doesn't have a mustache or tattoos.
Yeah, she doesn't have a mustache or tattoos. But my stepdad just talks normal. But I gave him this like biker voice, so I'm like, oh hey Ed, I'll nice to see you again. He's like, nice to see you. He's always smoking a cigar. He's always like putting it out on me, like an abusive thing. Like, I'm gonna take real good care of your moms. That's
hilarious.
So like whenever I see him, like even if it's like casual, like, hey, me and your mom went to a coffee shop, it's more like me and your mom went out tonight.
It's kind of
like real grimy.
That's really awesome, actually.
Well, what if you ever meet him? He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like normal.
He's just a normal guy.
Yeah, no, he's a biker, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad your mom and Ed made it into the podcast again.
Yeah.
Heavyweight champ. Shout out.
Shout out heavyweight champ. I didn't know that was the first one because.
So another one came out that was real popular. You probably have karate champ.
It's really funny you said that because the arcade machine that I always had behind me, Karate Champ was one of them.
Oh, was it?
And as I was setting up for this episode earlier, I did a double take, and I'm like, wait, is that I was like, wait, is that the first fucking fighting game? Because that was 84. It came out.
Yeah. So
and originally it was just one player, and you would move the upper body and lower body with 2 joysticks.
Yeah.
And it would be
versus a white one.
Yes, you were a white one or a red one.
Yeah.
That's kind of racist, but
yeah,
2021, we can't really cancel Karate Champ because it's already been canceled.
Maybe we can.
Maybe we can cancel it.
Hashtag cancel Karate Champ.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag Ed, get away from my mom.
Ed, hands off.
Hands off, Ed. Hashtag hands off, Ed.
Have some respect.
Respect my mom. Yeah, Karate Champ, it came out in 84 for the arcades, but it was only one player. And it was weird because you would just assume that kind of game would be 2-player.
Right.
At this point. And they came out with another cabinet, I think a year later, where somebody would play as the red guy and someone would play as the white guy.
It's funny. I used to do that in cabinets with my cousins. One would be the red guy and one the white guy, and we would bump ourselves against
What part of your body would you bump?
The middle.
Hold on. I'm just writing this down just so I can.
Yeah. Both hands where we can see them.
Okay.
So Karate Champ, it's crazy to me that I thought fighting games were invented when I was 8 or 7 or something.
Yeah, me too. I thought Street Fighter, I guess, won.
Yeah. Street Fighter 1987. That's the first one, which wasn't that popular.
It was more
Street Fighter 2 was the big one that was everyone has it. That was 1991.
Street Fighter 1, I think, was more side scrolling, right? I don't think it was an actual fighting game. I think it was actually you're on the streets fighting dudes it's like Double Dragon.
Those are called beat 'em ups.
Beat 'em ups. I think it was just a beat 'em up.
I was laughing at that. It's called a beat 'em up. And I was whoa.
That was my nickname in high school, college, grade school, at my work, in my family. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can assume why.
Yeah, I think I know why. That's what people do to you.
Well, yeah, that's it.
But Street Fighter 2 comes out in 91, and then Mortal Kombat was 92, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, those were the 2 games I thought they were invented. It's really funny to me to think that maybe someone was so addicted to a fighter game like Karate Champ that they would spend all their money on it. They would play it all the time. They would get drunk, hit their wife, go out and play the game, and be so addicted to it that it ruined their life.
Yeah, ruined my dad. Yeah, my dad.
Is that what happened to him?
No. I was just saying my dad. Let's talk about him.
Anyway, no, it could ruin your life, and it all happened before I was born, and I was like, that's so cool.
That is kind of cool. I get what you're saying. Somebody can go so extreme. Like you said, we thought fighting games existed when we were fucking 8 or
so.
When I saw Street Fighter 2, I didn't even think about it there being a first one. I just saw it as a fighting game. I'm like, oh, that Mortal Kombat came out. These are it. That's it.
Within a year. Yeah. They were the big hits, dude. Everyone fights everyone. And I guess it's cool too, because that's when the fighting game is it's not the first 2-player game, but it's a 1 versus 1 2-player game.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to co-op, which is really cool, and Contras and stuff like that. But these are games where you literally either win or lose. You can't, there's no ties and shit.
That 70s one, was that 2-player? Or was that Karate Champ?
The 71s, I tried to find footage of it. It looked really corny. It might have only been 1 player on one side.
Well, you know the rules of the podcast. We don't talk about corny shit. So
we don't talk about corny shit on here. So yo, tell your mom, tell your dad, and 0. This is the corny.
Was that
section.
A door closing?
Yeah, it was a dial. That made it sound like a door. I was trying to turn a dial, but you made it sound like a door.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did, but you called me on it.
Yeah. Correct.
So, do you want to hear what I took all the rest of my notes on? Because that's pretty much it, dude.
Did you really take any notes?
Well,
before we get into it, actually, I had this is how much I love Mortal Kombat. It wasn't exactly my idea, but when Mortal Kombat 10 came out, it was 2015.
Okay.
Oh, I live with a bunch of my friends, and we had a Mortal Kombat party. And so I paid for it, and I wasn't able to pick it up until midnight or 10 o'clock that night. So what we did, we invited a bunch of people over to our house. Mm-hmm. I picked it up from GameStop. We ordered all this Little Caesars pizza.
Yeah.
And then we were getting drunk while they were doing this fatalities and shit like that. And everyone was going crazy. It was like a sitcom, oh shit, going nuts. Wait. I think I even printed out fake labels for the liquor. So I printed out a picture of Shao Kahn and I wrote Shao Kahn punch. and put it on the
That's
thing.
Pretty good. I like
it. It was like a Kano coconut rum.
Okay. Oh yeah, he would be coconut rum.
Yeah. So it was just a picture of him that I printed out and put it on the label.
Yeah. We even did an episode where we live did the movie.
Wait, did you just do Ed's voice as Kano?
No, I was trying to do his voice, but it did sound like Ed because
I feel like Ed is probably Kano.
You think he's related? What if it's like his brother? And then
God,
if you select Ed versus Kano, and the only difference is like the silver parts on the other side of his face. And he wears like a different color shirt.
Wow, my stepdad's been in Mortal Kombat, and I didn't have no clue.
Well, now it explains why he laughs the way he does and puts cigars out on you.
Yeah. So what did you do your research on? Because the whole idea was to just talk about fighting games.
Yeah.
Usually we have like an angle when we do episodes, like, oh, let's talk about this and then that. But we're just going to talk about fighting games. There's no angle here. So there's a shit ton of fighting games, but there's too many to really talk about.
Most of my notes are on the opposite of any angle. It's very soft.
Yes.
Very pillowy. Breast physics.
There we go.
Did you come across them?
I know exactly what you're talking about because you asked me this question the other day.
Yeah, I did.
To quote you, you said, "What's the one with the boobs?"
Yeah, I did say that too. And to quote you, you actually had it right, Dead or Alive.
And I actually never played Dead or Alive. And I answered you within a split second.
Yeah, you were 100% right. And my question and your answer were perfect, even though neither of us have ever played a Dead or Alive game.
Yeah. So tell me about Dead or Alive, another very popular fighting game.
Yeah. So this one came out in 1996, and Team Ninja made it. And their whole thing was they gave the characters breasts that moved independent of their bodies. So like the breasts would move, and
I believe it's called jiggle physics.
Yeah, actually.
Yes.
They so the one you played, Street Fighter 5, came out in 2015.
Yeah.
They made I think it was Chun-Li's character. Her boobs jiggled so much, like they looked like water balloons.
Really?
Capcom got so many complaints that they removed it, and their official stance was it was a bug in programming.
Yeah,
it was not a bug, which is hilarious.
It was a bug in her dress. That's why they're moving so much.
It's so funny that you can call it a bug, and it's like I don't care about them now as a grown man, obviously, but like I think when I was like 13, they were probably really cool. I was probably like, oh my god,
jiggling,
jiggle boo.
I never played them, but do you think if we were playing these games when we were younger, our parents would not like it or like it?
I think Ed would.
Definitely Ed would. Your dad also had a mustache, so your dad might too.
My dad's into it.
Okay.
The moms probably not.
Well, that's their own fault.
Well, yeah, I guess it is their fault. Yo, but Fortnite, same thing. Fortnite actually had a character come out in September 2018 that had breasts that moved independent, and then like they had to remove it and say like they were sorry, they made a terrible mistake, and we are embarrassed.
Wow. You would think that they would learn. You would think that they would learn not to do it at this point, and B, that the only people that can do it are Dead or Alive.
Yeah, like at this point
Dead or Alive, the fighting game, are known for that. That's all they're known for.
Right. They have beach volleyball games.
Yeah, I know that. Are there any more fighting games, or are they just the beach games?
Now I think they're just the beach games. I feel like they went the way of like those video games that are just like anime women that like have
Do you think
breasts.
Somebody is like looking up this episode right now on Spotify or Apple and like somehow the algorithm is like, oh shit, they talked about Dead or Alive, and
I want to hear about them breasts,
and they start like JOing, and they get to this point and realize it's not.
Well, actually, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're still JOing.
Hey, if you could let, how long have you been recording? If you're still JOing at this point,
yeah, like power to them. Which one do you think they're gonna like? Like, you know, you wait to bust at the right moment.
Yeah,
like,
I think they're gonna bust when we go to a commercial break.
Do you want to go to a commercial break right now?
Yeah, let's go to our first sponsor.
Well,
we'll go to yeah.
Hold on, before we do, I do know Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah.
In 1996, he made a game called Police Noughts.
Yes, I'm very aware of that.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Yeah.
He will never forget arguing over breast jiggle with Shoyo Yoshida, and I thought, damn. So they had that in the game, 1996. So
wow, that's fucked up.
In video games and fighting games, especially, it's real, and we're gonna talk about it on the other side. Like
maybe we'll talk about nudalities also on the other side. Oh my god, our favorite thing. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom. What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom.
Everybody, shush. Moses is about to read the commandments to us that he just received from God himself.
People of Israel, gather around me. I have with me these stone tablets that have the direct commandments of God himself.
Tell us, Moses, what did God say?
Thou shalt have no other gods before your own, mine own true God. Next, you should download and record on the Anchor app. It's free to download.
Moses, could you show us these commandments that God sent you?
I shall, for there are 10 of them, my child, and all of Israel shall glow in their bask. Listen to this one. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. They also should creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Moses, we cannot believe it, but we do not understand what a creation tool or a podcast is.
Listen, I will distribute these to all of the people. Remember the Sabbath. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many others. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership.
Moses, could I look at those commandments real quick?
Nay, child, I will show you them when they are ready. Just know that it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. And just remember, you shall not bear false witness against thy neighbors.
What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom. What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom.
All right, we're back. Before we left, I said we're going to talk about nudalities.
Yeah. You actually big fan of nudalities, if I'm not mistaken, according to someone.
Well, I just according to what?
According to someone.
Yeah. So I'll let you know what. Fuck it. I'll let you tell that story.
I told you because you know more details than I do. Because I'm gonna.
Well, I believe the story was an ex-girlfriend.
You made a meme, right?
I made a meme about someone when you think nudalities are fake, and it was rated from the Mortal Kombat movie, and he's like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I made it, and my ex-girlfriend was like mad that I thought nudalities are real. B, wanted them to be real. So I was like, no, it's a joke. Like the joke is like they were an urban legend, and the nudality was like all their clothes would just drop. Like if it was a girl or a guy, and she got really upset.
She got upset at you, and you told me you were so upset. She was upset because they're not even real.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And
like
you were getting in trouble for
somehow
referencing
not even real.
Like you weren't saying that they are real. You weren't saying that you wanted them to be real. It was a meme about like just joking about them.
It was a meme about about the first urban legend in video games, and I couldn't even laugh about it because I was like, don't you get it? I was like, even if it is real, it's funny that their clothes would just drop and that would be their final move.
It is funny to think that in like Mortal Kombat, if you press the right buttons, what were there? Fatalities.
There's fatalities, babalities,
and friendship. Friendship was just the same for everyone, right? Like it would just
I think friendship was somewhat varied. Like they give him a present or they'd kiss him on the cheek or something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Animalities.
Oh, I forgot they had animalities.
So nudalities fits.
Yeah,
like it makes sense. Like that's just the progress of that.
Yeah.
But they're not real, and I got in trouble for something that's not real.
I want to see nudalities.
Because I remember hearing it on like the schoolyard. We were younger. We were on like recess. I would hear like, "Yo, do you know there's a code that they can make their clothing fall off?" And I'm like, "What?"
Dude, shout out! Frank Gallagher was like the Mortal Kombat king.
Yeah, I hope he hears this.
I hope he does too. Anyway, people would go over his house and play in like matchups. And wait, it got even nerdier. There'd be like 4 of us over his house, and we would purposely let one controller sit while Frank beat it, and then he would show us the newest fatality that no one else could do.
Really?
So like we weren't even playing the game right. We were just playing it so that we could get to the end.
Just so he could show you.
He could show us a fatality. And some of them are hard as shit to do. Like that's the thing about fatalities. They were really hard.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things that they did in later Mortal Kombat games, where you could pause it and see the list of moves.
Yeah. Before there was no list. Like we talk about this all the time in the non-digital world. You had to physically have a piece of paper that had it written down or something, or like buy a Game Pro or something.
Yeah, and this was every game. This wasn't just Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. And then pressing the buttons, you had to be like the right distance away from the guy and pressing the right speed and cadence, and then you would, rip off their head
or drop your clothes.
Or drop your clothes if you were lucky enough. Did you yeah.
Well, I was going to say, like, I guess the angle for this episode is there's always something sexual with all these fighting games. I guess with the jiggle physics with Fortnite, not a fighting game, but like, Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, Mortal Kombat, like even if it's real or not, everyone's just horny.
At all times?
At all times, yes. Correct.
Yeah. So that's funny because I think the only one that made me horny was probably like Tekken 3.
Yes, Tekken 3, I think, was one of the first 3D fighting games I ever saw.
Which is so funny because in the 2D games, you're stuck on that like the same XY coordinate or whatever, and like you have to fight each other. So they invented these 3D fighting games where you could just sidestep a little bit, which is kind of funny. That like in a real fight you could just move, not left or right. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of hilarious. Tekken 3 was 1997.
And you owned it, and I remember playing it like a shit ton, and there was also like secret characters like a dinosaur and like I don't know. I don't know who else was in it, but I remember seeing it. I'm like, oh wow, this is crazy.
Yeah,
you can move in 3 dimensions.
That was one of the few games where it did have the move list in it. Then you could practice. There's like a practice mode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I got really, 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 really good with Jin Kazama, like to the point where I probably could have done tournaments and stuff and not been the best in the world, but like been like, I'd have been like a big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's the dude who plays as Jin Kazama. Oh, dude, this just came to me. This is so funny. So one day, it was like a random Thursday or a Wednesday after school. My mom came home. I forgot she had groceries or something. She's like putting stuff away. And she's like, hey, Nick. And I was like, yeah, what's up, Mom? And she was like, did you know if you're playing Tekken, you can do more damage to your enemy if you do air juggle attacks?
Was this true? That she randomly...
I swear to God, she said this to me randomly. I didn't even know she knew I played Tekken. And I literally went, thanks, Mom. And she like nodded. And she didn't have anything else to add.
So here's the thing. You probably acted like, Mom doesn't know anything. But you took that information, though.
I sure as hell did. I probably wrote it down a minute later. But it stands out in my head that she probably read that in like a magazine somewhere. Yeah. And was like, hey, I'll use this to connect with my son. Like when I go home.
Wow, and you're laughing at her and you're making fun of that now. That's fucked up.
I laughed back then and like was like, Mom, you don't know anything. Now I'm looking back at it like that's hilarious that she tried to give me advice in Tekken to bond with me and it didn't work, or it worked, but for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it like, didn't work.
Yeah, it was like, thanks, Mom.
Thanks,
Mom. So shout out to my mom who told me.
We're doing a lot of shout outs today.
Air juggles work, Mom. So thank you.
I remember always seeing the air juggles and thinking that's like really fucked up and cheating.
It is, because like the person can't even touch the ground and all that.
Yeah, like, well, speaking of cheating, in fucking Mortal Kombat games, the move that I feel like everyone would do that in Street Fighter games too, but like you would either just jump kick.
Yeah.
That's it. You would either block and just keep doing jump kicks, and it would kind of I forget if there's a word for it, where you're just staying as far away as possible, but just keep it's kind of cheating. But yeah, I always that's how I always beat the AI. But whenever I tried that on like people I knew, or
they would kick your ass.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's so funny how they like certain games had block, certain ones didn't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I feel like block was kind of a cheat, or like you should lose a little bit of health when you block.
Yeah, my brother would always say that there should be no blocking in fighting games.
Who, Christopher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's what he would say.
Yeah, I mean, because he fucking sucks. In games. This video is about, I mean, this podcast seems to be about other people, right? More than the actual topic we're talking about.
Fitting, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about some just random one-offs?
Yeah, because when I looked up games, old and new, I didn't know, would we include wrestling games? like WWF, WCW wrestling games?
Yeah, like those games, I guess they kind of do count because they relate to Ehrgeiz. Did you know that it uses like a wrestling engine?
I did not know that. So we're going to talk about a game that you might be the only person I know that ever owned that game.
Yeah, I might be. Ehrgeiz, 1998.
Okay, go on.
Everyone? No, that's it.
No fanfare.
Characters. No.
Well, first off, here, let me just say that I wanted to do an entire episode on this game, but realized that we couldn't.
And then, so let's back it up. First, you wanted to do an episode on this game, Ehrgeiz, which you didn't own. Maybe you only played once at my house, right? You also, then when it came time to talk about it in this episode, right before we started, said, I don't know anything about it. You can talk about it. So you're going from like, I want to do a whole episode about it to I can't even bring enough to the table to talk about it for 1 minute. Is that true?
Can I save myself right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to call the episode Ehrgeiz and Dolls.
You still can.
Should I just call this episode Ehrgeiz and Dolls?
Yeah, you still can.
All right,
like,
there we go.
People would be like, wow, a whole hour on Ehrgeiz?
Wow, a whole episode on Ehrgeiz. I didn't think anyone would like that.
It was like Final Fantasy VII characters and then a few other randos in there. I think one was a Tekken character or something.
Well, was it just an original game with just cameos in it?
Yeah, it's based on an engine that they were working on before, and there's another game. I didn't get the name of it, but because I didn't write it down, because
That's not what we
write
do.
It down? That's not what we do. But it's like essentially they just reskinned it with Final Fantasy VII copyrights because they figured that would help sell it. And essentially, I went and bought it because it had Final Fantasy VII characters in it.
Wasn't Cloud on the cover?
Yeah, 100%. And it was fairly corny, but it was like kind of like a wrestling engine meets a like
a Tekken engine.
Yeah, Tekken had something in it too, where you could do a single player campaign mode, and you would run around, beat people up using your moves, and pick up chicken. And when you picked up the chicken, a computer voice said, chicken, and it would increase your health back up. I swear to God. Yeah. It sticks with me to this day because I think me and my sisters would sometimes say, chicken.
Oh, wow. So. That's really funny.
Anyway, so Ehrgeiz, that's what we're talking about here. Yeah.
Ehrgeiz and Dolls. That's it. That's the episode.
Projectiles at people, and it was not that great. Although it did have different levels, like you could jump up and down platforms.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The levels were like varied and like you could move around in them. Like, whoa, the future of fighting games.
I feel like I think there's 3 genres of fighting games. There's 2D, which is like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
Left and right only.
2.5D, which is
like
game.
Tekken?
So 2.5D is like games now, where the 3D graphics, obviously, but you still only move left and right.
Okay.
And 3D is like Tekken and maybe Virtual Fighter, where you can sidestep. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Are there games that are like 100% 3D though? Like, because those games, you're still facing each other, even when
I don't really know. I feel like, what about 4D? Is 4D the ones where they're like a shit ton of characters, like Smash? I hate talking about Smash Brothers, but Smash Brothers, Thrill Kill.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Shaolin style.
Yeah, wow. You named the same engine. Wow, congrats.
There was also I just found out there was a Ninja Turtles game for the
fighting one.
Yeah, no, there was 2. All right, so fucking Ninja Turtles were in 3 fighting games, right?
Okay.
So they were in a game called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Okay.
And it was on the Super Nintendo, Genesis, and Nintendo. I think it was one of the last games to come out on the Nintendo in like 94, which is crazy. They're still making Nintendo games in 94. Yeah, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, that's crazy. But that was just a 2D fighter. There was a second one called Ninja Turtles Smash Up or Smash It or something, where it was like Super Smash Brothers, like a 4-way, like you can kind of go over the place. I think it was for the GameCube. And then they showed up in Injustice 2. Injustice is the DC fighting game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they showed up in Injustice 2 as downloadable characters.
Did you ever get in any of those Capcom games?
Besides Street Fighter?
Yeah, like the ones that like they're all really brightly colored. I think Injustice is probably in the vein of them, and like people play them at the arcades all the time. Like they're really brightly colored. You can switch out your guys mid-match.
Oh, so that's like Marvel versus Capcom. That's like Capcom versus.
So
I guess let's talk about that. Because there's so many fighting games, I found out that there's really no original fighting games in the last like 10 years. because they're all like sequels. They're all like crossover sequels. So I found that there's a Tekken Pokemon crossover.
Wow.
Another one, there's a Street Fighter and Tekken crossover. There's a Street Fighter and Mega Man crossover. There's Marvel versus Capcom. Yeah. There's Capcom versus SNK. I don't really know what SNK is. I don't really know. Jump Force. I think Jump Force just came out. It was all anime characters.
Okay.
There's a game called Dream Mix TV World Fighters. And it was Konami. Was it Konami? I think it was Konami characters and like whatever company owned Transformers toys. So there was Transformers characters cool. And yeah. So yeah, there was like so many crossovers. I'm like, where's there a new game? There's no new fighting games. I feel like new fighting games came back in like the early 2000s and 90s where they were just trying everything.
There was like a splurge again and then that was it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So we just touched on it before when you said the esports moments.
Yeah.
Do you know what Evo Moment 37 is?
Evo Moment 37?
Yeah. So it's like the most iconic comeback finisher move, like adventurous thing that ever happened in the esports world. And it's Dago versus here. I'm gonna actually play the sound because I don't think we can get screwed by it legally. But it's ridiculous. So it's like a real tournament people go to. This one was Street Fighter, and people will watch this shit live and cheer and root for it and stuff. And I think it's fascinating that there's this much fanfare behind it. And it was the dude fighting as Ryu versus Chun-Li.
Yeah.
He had one hit left on him, and the other person had like half the health bar. And I guess, like, I just want you guys to hear the crowd when this happens, because it's insane to me that, like, A, you should be embarrassed of video games, and this is like a sporting like arena going wild. So just one more hit would kill him.
Wow. That fucking sounds like somebody just won the Super Bowl.
There's hundreds of people like cheering, clapping, and going ballistic.
This moment's famous.
Arena. Yeah, it's called Evo Moment number 37.
I don't think
it was in 2004. But he had to, I guess she's doing her power attack, and all she needs to do is either hit him once, or even if he blocks, he's dead. So there's a weird parry where he moves towards her and has to time it perfectly, and he times all 15 hits perfectly, and everyone goes nuts, and then he flips.
See, that's what took me out of fighting games. Here's my thing about fighting games.
Shit.
I love fighting games, but I don't like I don't really like them.
Like you don't want to be good at them, or like just more casual. You're like
more casual. Like I only like Mortal Kombat. I only like Injustice, and that's it. I don't like any other fighting games. I feel like other fighting games, like everyone's on each other's dick, like trying to make it competitive. Shuriken.
Hadoken.
No, it's fucking Shuriken.
No, dude, it's.
Oh wait, there's two. Are they two different moves?
Oh, maybe they are.
I think they're two different moves. Wow.
Okay. Can you do it? Make the little fireball with Ken?
I know you. What is it? Is it down, forward, and then punch?
Yeah, one of the punch buttons.
Yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, they're just. I feel like people ruined fighting games. I think gamers ruin fighting games.
No,
yeah, really.
Gamers ruin everything.
Gamers literally ruin everything. Gamers ruined my parents' marriage.
Yeah, they did.
Gamers ruined gamers ruined your life.
Okay, so far that's what they're doing to me. Yep.
Yeah. Gamers ruin this podcast.
Yeah, gamers. Gamers drool.
Gamers drool, parents rule, because your mom gave you advice on how to beat Tekken, and she was being nice to you.
Yes.
So we made an episode called Gamers Rule, Parents Drool a couple episodes back, but now we're swapping it because it's incorrect. Parents rule, gamers drool.
Yeah, I think, and speaking of drool, I think you used to swap some spit with some gamers, and now you're not going to do that anymore. Isn't that true? You're gonna, in solidarity, you're going to abstain. I think,
yes. Right? Until I get good at Street Fighter 5, I'm just not going to touch anyone. Do anything.
Or yourself, anyone. And I think that's good, because now you'll be in a club like incels and virgins and
cucks.
Yeah, and cucks.
And Waluigi's and stuff like that.
And the good news is there's not a lot of overlap with gamers. So
no, you're right. So what since there's so many crossovers, we'll get into like a list of like other fighting games a little bit later. Is there any crossover games you would want to see?
I think actually Mortal Kombat and like something that's like really sweet and like adorable. Would be kind of cool, but I'm trying to think of.
Well, they did do Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Did they?
Yeah.
No shit.
But they took out the fatalities. There was no blood.
Right.
So
well,
Mortal Kombat's kind of iffy. I would say Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter at this point, even though they're two different companies. Why the fuck not?
They never did, right?
No, they never did.
And they're like the big two. So yeah, that would make sense.
I think they were like the only two. Like,
and everything's just a reskin of everything else.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of like other crossovers, but I'm like, well, there's only so many fighting games that actually exist still.
This is a random question. Was Sub-Zero in every one of the Mortal Kombat?
I don't know. Good question. But he was in the Injustice games, I'm pretty sure.
Was he? All right.
Like, I think he was DLC in both Injustice games, so I think he's been in every single game from that company. Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Street Fighter has always had Ken or Ryu in all of them. Chun-Li, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I think they probably had like the same four that are probably there.
Mortal Kombat probably has more various characters, I feel like.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's like 1,000 times better. If you're a person listening to this podcast and you like Street Fighter, get out.
Get off our cuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're a loser because there's no way somebody actually enjoys Street Fighter.
I mean, I think those competitive like people do, but I guess
but they don't even really enjoy it. You're doing it so you can win something. You're doing it so you can win money. You're doing it for like people to cheer you. You're not enjoying it.
Wow, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Like Street Fighter, cucks, Mortal Kombat, chads. Is that how we're breaking it down?
I think that's pretty much how we're gonna break it down.
You know what? It actually makes sense because Mortal Kombat, you're playing it for the fatalities. You're playing it because like it's gross or it's like entertaining. Street Fighter, you're playing it to beat someone. I think you're right.
Yeah,
because there's no fatality. There's
finally figured out the code of this fucking losers.
Oh, dude, you call it out Street Fighter.
So I'm gonna give you people time to steam off from what I just said.
Oh, steamy.
We're gonna go on another commercial break and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about games or fighting games, maybe. And I have a little game. I have a little game for you, so I'll let you know in a little bit. So we'll be right back.
What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom? What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom?
Mr. President.
40. What is it, young man?
Oh, I'm sorry. You seem like you're on your way out.
Actually, I'm a bit of a rush. I'm on my way to see a famous play.
Oh, okay. This won't take long. Actually, I just wanted to come in and tell you about the Anchor app.
Anchor app? I'm going to a play. I don't understand what an app is.
The Anchor app is a creation tool to make your own podcast, Mr. President.
I don't know what you're saying.
You can do it right from your phone or your computer. It will distribute your podcast to Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Well, they call me Honest Abe, and honestly, I'm puzzled.
There's no minimum listenership, Mr. President. Don't you understand? You can make money from your podcast. All you have to do is go to the Anchor app. It's anchor.fm to download and get started, Mr. President. Just hear me out.
Well, I do enjoy a good bargain. Well, what did you say your name was, young man?
Oh, me? My name is John Wilkesbooth.
What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom? What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom?
I have a game. It's not really. Every time I have these like setups and games, they're not really games.
What is it then?
And no, I don't have a voice effect for this one either, so it sucks. I should have.
The video game.
And who that Pokemon?
They're all pretty bad.
So this one's just called Fighting Game or Porno.
Oh, dude. Okay. All right.
So the first game. So I'll name not first game, but I'll name something, and you have to decide whether it's a porno or a fighting game.
Okay.
Bikini Karate Babes.
Video game.
Correct. Yes. It is. So it's a 2D fighting game.
It's actually a fighting game, huh?
It's actually a fighting game. It's a 2D fighting game that uses digitalized graphics like Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
And it features 19 fighters. They were all like bikini actresses. But the thing is, the company made it as a response to fighting, as a response to games becoming too sexual. So they made this over sexual game
to make
a point.
I guess. Can you?
There was a sequel.
Here's a question: can you crank yourself when you're playing a game?
I've done it numerous times.
To what? Pokemon?
Yeah, every time we do an episode on a game, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go crank it to this game. Just say I did it. Yeah.
So far, a lot of good games.
I mean, they've all just made me last like 2 seconds, so not so good. There's a sequel to it called Bikini Karate Babes 2: Warriors of Elysia.
So they released this game as like a joke or like a one-off or like hey, this is overly sexualized. This isn't what this art form should be. And then they got so much money, they made a sequel.
I don't even know if they got money. I don't even know how they made a sequel.
That's how you make a sequel.
So the first one came out in 2002.
Okay.
The sequel came out in 2011.
Wow. Any of the real gamers down below, post in the comments your favorite part of that game. Like, what's the best part of that game?
I mean, yeah, probably a fatality. I don't even know. I didn't even look up gameplay. I didn't believe it was real.
I kind of want to look up gameplay now.
Okay, so the next one, Balls, BALLZ.
It's a game.
You got it again, dude. So Balls is a 2-player 3D fighting game. Came out on the Sega Mega Drive and Sega Genesis in 1994.
Yo, is that the little claymation game with the dudes who would kick each other's ass?
No, I think that's Clay Fighter. But this one
Clay
also
Fighter was pretty fucking cool.
So this one has like digital like effects of like these characters that are literally just made of balls. So just imagine like a guy the size of a guy, but it's just balls. It's really weird.
I freaking remember this game. Hold on.
And so the fighters, they're the Boomer, Bruiser, Cruiser, like they're literally just yeah.
Dude, so this is really funny because I have a big memory of this game, but I also didn't ever own it. Was it Super Nintendo only?
Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and 3DO.
Yeah, the clown. Oh, dude, I fucking...
No, you're looking at a whole... You're ruining this podcast.
No, dude,
you're looking at Clay Fighter.
No, I'm looking at Balls.
I don't see a clown, dude.
There is a clown. Trust me. Anyway, the reason I know so much about this game is that I had a GamePro episode where it was like 5 pages of all their finishing moves, and like I'm really nerdy in that I really liked that it was.
Oh, you're right. Boomer. Boomer is his name.
Okay.
Clown.
And it was like really like neat and well done, and it showed the character performing the act, and it told you how to do it. And I was like, this is my favorite game, and I would like poop and look at that. So yeah. So there you go. Balls.
There was they use the same engine for games called Cats, Dogs, Pets, and Oddballs.
And wait, so did those animals fight?
I don't even know.
Like, I can't imagine dogs fighting.
I can't imagine caring.
That's what we do, dude.
All right, so final one.
All right, what is it?
Cat fight.
Porn.
This is a trick because it's both.
So
Cat Fight, also known as Cat Fight, the Ultimate Female Fighting Game, is a fighting video game developed by American studio Phantom Card and published in 1996 by Atlantean Interactive, which was a front for the porno company Vivid Entertainment.
Wow.
So technically it's in both. And it's basically, you just played as a bunch of chicks just fighting each other. They use digitalized characters like Mortal Kombat. And I think they were probably porn stars, to be honest.
Okay, that makes sense. That's actually a great idea.
Somebody wrote a review and they wrote, the worst thing about Cat Fight, and believe me, there's a hefty accomplishment, is that the gameplay is just so damn bad. I'll sleep easier knowing that there will never be a Cat Fight 2. Damn.
That's pretty harsh review.
In 2010, Cat Fight is the 7th worst. PC Gamer ranked it as the 7th worst game of all time. 7th, that's not too bad.
That's not terrible. I mean, 7th worst. That's pretty.
Would number 1 be Balls, and then number 2?
Come on, dude. Balls looked so cool in the magazine.
Yeah, the ultimate fighting. Wow, damn. I wonder if they were porn stars. I wonder if there was girls and guy porn stars.
Yo, listen to this, dude. There's we're finding out all sorts of new stuff about fighting games. Fighting game is just about reskinning things, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, none of this is new. Like, you're literally just swapping colors and shit like that.
Do we really need 2 lower kick and 2 upper body hits? Like, you know what I mean? Who came up with it? Like, I don't like the rules.
So I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to do a word association. So I'm going to name a game and just give me whatever word pops into your head.
Yeah.
So this is our final segment of the day. So ready?
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Ryu.
Mortal Kombat.
Raiden.
Tekken.
Jin Kazama.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say your mom. Ehrgeiz.
Cloud Strife. It's full name. What?
I like that you picked the two people that were added to the game because it had no appeal.
That's fine, dude. That's why I bought the game.
Sonic the Fighters.
Sonic.
God. Thrill Kill.
Belladonna.
Primal Rage.
Was that the one? The lizard.
Wow, you're just Dead or Alive.
Breast physics.
Okay. Injustice.
Mega Man. See that one?
Of course not.
That's fine.
Darkstalkers.
Batman.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Michelangelo guy.
Michelangelo guy?
I'm a Michelangelo guy. I could have picked any of the four turtles, so I was picking my favorite one.
And that's it. I mean, I feel honestly, I was actually disappointed when you said Tekken and Ehrgeiz because Tekken it should have been your mom because you.
It would have been pretty funny. Your mom, my mom,
yeah, your mom.
Oh,
I mean, we could easily have the same mom.
No, that would not be easy.
Because then if Ed found that out, he would get upset because, you know.
Plus, I think we're like 2.5 months apart.
Are we though?
That's a good question.
I mean, nobody really knows for a fact what our actual birthdays are.
Right. Here, what are all the? Here, I'll freaking look it up.
Are you looking at my birthday right now?
No.
Yeah. So
how many Sub-Zeros are there?
How many Sub-Zeros? 2.
Like no. Like how they just reskin that ninja body.
Oh, so how many original color swaps are there? So there's Sub-Zero,
Sub-Zero, Scorpion,
Smoke,
Reptile, Smoke,
Rain.
Isn't there one? Is Ermac before he was a
Ermac
robot?
is 1. So that's it. 6.
Is there? They didn't make like Shadow. Wasn't there a purple one?
I think purple is the Rain. Purple Rain. Get it?
Oh, okay. Oh, now I get it. Yeah. Yo, shout out the guy who screams "Toasty."
Shout out to that guy.
Someone. Like, do you think he's still alive?
I think that's actually one of the other creators of the game.
Is it? Oh.
Toasty. We should have actually had him on.
We should have done a whole episode on just that.
Should have done a whole episode and called it Toasty.
With a side over. Get over here.
Yeah. There we go. That sounds perfect.
Toasty over here.
I mean, we've made small episodes. We've made episodes on fucking worse topics.
Yeah, I think we have.
So sum up. What's the summary of this episode? Fighting games suck.
They're all terrible, and
they're all terrible. One's
it's all the same thing, just with different skins. And the important thing is, if you can make a skin a sexy woman with breasts that move independent of their body, and like they're in bikinis, like you can move the camera so you can look like up their crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm taking from fighting games. Yeah.
So that.
You have anything to add? That's really it for me.
What else did I have to add?
I don't know. Do you like?
I mean, Mortal Kombat's better than Street Fighter.
Yeah, we established that.
Ed, stop putting cigars out on me.
Out on Dan. He's
on
a
me.
Man. Yeah. Stop putting them out on him.
Yeah, there's not to sum up. Oh, and also perfect summary thing to end this with. Nudalities are not real.
They're not real.
Even though we can both say this in conjunction, we both wish they were.
We terribly at this point they probably are real.
At this point they probably are. And to be honest, 2021. Hey, if you want to drop anyone's clothes, if you want to, Baraka. If Baraka wants to drop his clothing, and there's no genitals, like he has neither women parts or guy parts. If he wants to just get naked and that's a nudality, go for it, Baraka.
I think I'm rooting for him. In fact, Baraka Obama.
I feel like we've made that joke before.
I think we found that meme. I thought I was going to create it, and it already exists online, and I was really upset because I wanted to be the first to make it, and someone else out there has made it. So
if I had Baraka teeth, would you still do this podcast with me?
No.
Wow.
Because your voice would be different, and I think you wouldn't have been able to do the video game, and we would have faltered and fell apart.
So that's where the peak of our podcasting was, like when I did that?
Yeah, the video games. All right, well, that's it. If you have any other fighting games you missed or anyone
I know we missed a ton of fighting games. I know people are going to like comment and write in and be like, oh, you missed
Fatal Fury 2.
Fatal Fury or
like,
Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Fuck you, gamers. Yo, this is.
Oh my God. Wow.
I
wish somebody got to the end of this episode and they're like, oh, wow, these guys are so cool. Like, fuck you, gamers.
Fuck you, gamers. We hate you. We don't like you. We don't even relate to you. We're not like you.
I think that was real. We hate you. We don't even relate to you. Holy shit. So, and this is coming from a guy who has the word sports on his wallpaper behind him.
Yeah, sports.
So he's all into sports. He doesn't play video games.
I don't play games. I'm a jock.
Right now I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt, so I'm a party animal. Yeah, so I don't play video games either.
So after this, we might just square off against each other, and
I'm wearing a bandana right now too. So,
yo, I'm getting this live on the podcast. You better come over today, dude. Cancel everything else.
Oh my God. Wow. He said it. He said it here first. So that's our episode. And that's it. If you want to subscribe to us, if you want to check out every episode, if you want to get us on Spotify, give us a review, go on Buy Me a Coffee, give us money.
Follow us in Acme. Follow us in any supermarket. Like, follow us home. Follow us to our job. Follow us when we go to sleep. Like, find out where we live. Like, if you want to do that, just go ahead.
Just go ahead. We don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
All right. What do we say to that?
Well, thanks for tuning in, and check all that stuff you just said, and game over, man.
Game over. But in the spirit of fighting games, do you want to continue?
Ooh.
See you later, folks.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Super Smash Brothers, fighting games. Why they be fighting? Why can't they be kissing? I'd pay for a kissing game, $60. Sold. Goro kissing Kirby, Scorpion kissing the bear guy from Tekken. Yeah, signed 9 me up. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, 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 Super Smash Brothers, fighting games. Why they be fighting? Why can't they be kissing? I'd pay for a kissing game, $60. Sold. Goro kissing Kirby, Scorpion kissing the bear guy from Tekken. Yeah, signed 9 me up. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat.